Hello folks, it's Julie. Since I last made a video, I've had a pretty rough time of it. A really big hurricane hit my state and my area was affected. I was in the middle of moving. My mom had an injury and ended up in the hospital, so there was a whole bunch of stuff going on and I haven't been able to focus on really anything all that creative. It's a major disruption when something like that happens, especially when a bunch of stuff happens to you at once. So now I am in my new house. I have finished moving. I just moved into my new place this week. And I want to use this opportunity to talk about what I'm going to be trying to establish from here on in my own life, which is a routine that has to do with your creative work, or specifically your writing. Now, it's no secret that there's all kinds of ways for writers to do their thing, and you have to find what works for you. But especially if the way you've been doing things has not been working for you or has not led to productivity, you can try being a little bit more routine with what you do, with your creative output. And this is something that I'm going to experiment with after I get settled in my new house. I personally haven't really been writing much at all besides nonfiction. I've been writing blogs, I've been writing analysis, writing personal stories, but not a lot of fiction. And it's not because I can't, it's just I wasn't in the headspace to do it and have not chosen to go back to it the way that I used to all the time. But now that a major upheaval in my life has passed, and after I finish getting settled in my new place, that I'll have the opportunity to establish a new routine. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. And by the way, if my voice sounds terrible, it's because I've been sick. My defenses were down with all the stress, and so I caught whatever's going around. So I've had a really awful cough, and I'm sorry if I sound really croaky. But anyway, so I'm going to show you my idea on how I'm going to get started with my new routine here in my new place. Over here in my kitchen, my new nice kitchen, I have set up this very nice table and my laptop right here by the window. And my plan is to at least devote some weekend mornings, hopefully Saturday morning, to sitting here by the window, watching the golfers, and having some coffee and doing some writing. And I find that if I set aside specific time to do a specific thing, I will at least feel like I'm not ignoring something else in my life. And I happen to be lucky or fortunate, or whatever you want to call it, in that I don't have a lot of other obligations with my free time besides what I choose to put on myself. And I don't have a romantic partner. I'm not interested in having a romantic partner, a husband, a wife, or anything. And I don't have children, I don't have pets. That's the lifestyle that I've chosen. And because of that, there's not a consistent demand on my time the way there is for people who have families. Of course, I do have I have local family. I have my mother and my father's not too far away, and I spend time with them. I talk to them, especially my mom I spend a decent amount of time with. She's here in town. And I have a lot of friends who I talk to and hang out with, but all of them are generally pretty understanding about me needing my me time, and also none of them are small children or people who need me to take care of them. So I realize that a lot of the people who may be watching my videos looking for advice on writing related subjects have a very different lifestyle than I do, but in that context, I just want you to understand that it's not selfish for you to say, I'm going to set aside a time for my writing, for my creative activities. I want that to be respected. I have a routine, I have a place, and you can, if you set up a place where this is where the magic happens, you know, and it's not a place or a context where you generally do a lot of other things, like it's like you can slide into the mindset. Once you sit down there, it's like something can click. So if you can establish with, you know, if at all possible, if you can establish like a routine or a time where your family or other people who usually do need your time, or maybe even other things that you tend to do, that you tend to devote your attention to, you know, if you can get that to all be swept aside for a certain amount of time, however much time you think that you can spare for at least a weekly period of time with your work, they should be able to be understanding about that and not treat it like just because it's something that you want to do and it's considered a hobby unless you make money at it. A lot of times people have that opinion about writing, that it's just a hobby. You know, it's not unreasonable for you to want to establish that and have that be respected, and sometimes putting a place and a time that is respected can encourage that to become an understood boundary in your life. And for someone like me, who I make all my own rules, you know, I sometimes still have trouble with distractions and with feeling like because someone else is waiting for something, or because someone else wants to spend time with me, that they take priority over my creative work. But you really need to respect that your work is important too. You know, just because somebody isn't necessarily paying you for it right now. I mean, if they are, you probably should be putting that in a higher priority in your life because it's likely you have a deadline. But you know, if you're a hobbyist and you're maybe trying to step into the professional version of being a writer, but you haven't been able to write your book, or you haven't been able to finish editing your book to the point where you can cross that threshold into being a professional, you know, it's very important to take it seriously and to treat it with the respect that it deserves. So this is what I recommend. Decide how much time you can spare, and then establish a place, establish a time, and then do it. See what happens. And I'm going to try this myself, and we'll see what kind of things I can start generating by the end of the year. And you know, maybe I'll have my next book written soon. Okay, thanks for watching.